This brother just exposed Israeli government and how it literally has the US government in its pocket. Check this clip out with me, okay?
We'd be better off if there were no Israel.
Okay.
Because it's not in America's interests to have Israel behave the way it does. Osama bin Laden said that the principal reason he attacked us on 9/11 was because of our support for Israel against the Palestinians. Furthermore, why do we have terrible relations with Iran? Because of Israel. Iran has tried on numerous occasions to improve its relations with the United States. In the mid-1990s, it was Bill Clinton who was president at the time, and the Israelis moved in and put the kibosh on it. And then the Israelis are back to bombing Lebanon. Hezbollah said it's going to rearm. Syria's a mess. Iran, the Israelis are talking about going back. They'll try and take us with them. You had a genocide in Gaza. There's a pause now, but the Israelis are still cleansing the West Bank. If the United States was using Israel for its own selfish interests, why do you need a lobby? You only need a lobby because it's not in America's interests to have Israel behave the way it does. AIPAC, which is remarkably powerful, works hand in hand with the Israeli government, making or pulling in enough money. AIPAC will go to enormous lengths to influence Congress, to influence the media, to influence academia.
They're so powerful.
Yeah, virtually all the senators and all the Congress people support Israel, hook, line, and sinker, because many of them take money from the lobby. And the Israeli government and the lobby together get the United States to do whatever they want. We support Israel unconditionally, no matter what. Would you have wanted to have good relations with Nazi Germany? This is a country that's committing a genocide. Every major human rights group in the world, including B'Tselem, which is the leading human rights group in Israel, has looked at what the Israelis have done and has concluded it's a genocide. The United Nations set up a special commission to study it, and they came to the conclusion this is a genocide. It's just tons of evidence. And what have the Europeans and the Americans done? They have basically supported Israel. They're complicit in a genocide. No.
You don't need a study to know that what Israel has done in Palestine is a genocide. Like, you don't need any of that study. But also, when they talk about AIPAC and how powerful it is, it's very evident. Like, we've read or we've seen so many, politicians who opposed to them lose their career. Like, their career was ended overnight. That's how powerful they are. Because over time, the Israeli government and leaders from the Israeli whatever have embedded themselves into the U.S. Government system, like to the point that literally you'll have hard time finding somebody, like to the point where you see U.S. politicians supporting the Israeli cause more than the U.S., like the United States cause, like the cause that impact day to day the ordinary American. Like, they would rather pass a policy that benefits Israel than pass a policy that benefits your day-to-day American who lives in this country. It's like as though some politicians are fighting for the benefit or the cause of Israel than the cause of what's happening here in the United States. Okay? And it's all because of like AIPAC. Like, AIPAC is going to give you whatever money that you need for your campaign to run ads, to do whatever, to make sure that you win and support you all the way. And once they do that, you're in their pocket. You do as they ask you, okay? You support policies that benefits them. You oppose policies that do not benefit them, but could benefit the American people. To the point where politicians are willing to put the American cause over the the cause of the United States. And when it comes to wars and stuff like that, Israel has dragged the United States into so many wars and fights and things that caused like American soldiers to lose their lives. For what? For the sake of something that benefits the Israeli people or the Israeli government. Because it's as though there's running jokes of how the U.S. is basically the sugar daddy of Israel. And I don't, to some degree, I'm like, nah, that's not true. Because if it's a sugar daddy, I thought the sugar daddy would be in control of things, like basically saying no to whatever and stuff like that. But in this case, even though US is providing like the financial means and everything, Israel just does whatever they want. They do whatever they want. And whenever they go to fight another country, they drag the United States into it. I mean, just look at like Iran. Like, there was no need for the US to get involved, but they got dragged into it. I mean, initially there was talks about how even the president himself, like Donald Trump, said that they destroyed the Israeli nuclear program, and it was all done and dusted like months ago, before the recent fight started. He said it was all done. We destroyed them. There was nothing. There was clips and there was videos of proof and all that stuff. And then not long ago, they're like, nah, we're not done. There's more. But wait a minute. I thought you said you already done. Like, they already destroyed it. And you even showed the bunker bomb or whatever thing dropping the bomb on it and clearing out. What are you talking about? Because Israel was not done. Israel's ultimate goal is to basically crumble the Iranian government and anything related to that, like destroy the Iranian, system and everything. So that way they can basically turn Iran into the next Palestine, like basically try to have ground invasion and eventually try to amass land by forcing out the Iranian people, which I don't know what you guys think. I would be very interested in knowing that, but I don't see that happening. I genuinely do not see that happening, because the little I know about the Iranian people and Iran itself, I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening, because Iran is not like Palestine. Let's be honest, okay? Iran, with the like natural build, the way it's built, and with the mountains and everything, and also Iran has a strong like military. Okay, they're not weak like that. Okay, they're not weak like that. So I just don't see it happening. And also, if you guys have been following, Israel and the United States have spent so much money. Even just the past couple of weeks that this war has been happening, the amount of money they spent, and now with even like the talks about the closure of the canal. It's just causing the United States so much money, to the point that ordinary Americans are starting to be pissed off at Donald Trump and his support for Israel. And the longer this goes on, the more people are going to start be like, dude, what the are you doing? Why are you dragging us into this war? Why are we still involved in this? Because gas is going up and people care about their pockets here in the United States. Obviously, rightfully. I mean, who wants to pay 10 times or whatever amount more than they used to pay for gas? Okay? Everything's becoming so expensive. So Donald Trump is eventually starting to feel that impact. Okay? It's in his own interest to fix this up. But everything that was said in that clip is 100% on point. Okay? Everything that the Israeli government does, they try to drag the United States into it for one reason or another. And to the point where it feels like the US politicians have no choice but to support whatever Israel does. I mean, Israel is in charge, really. Israel is running the United States from distance. And the fact that the Israeli government or the Israel itself is not treated the same as any other foreign government, it still doesn't make any sense to me, okay? Because if they were treated just like any other outside country, that would mean the US government has to put the needs of regular Americans like you and I before the needs of the Israeli government. But that's not happening. That's not happening. And I honestly, genuinely do not see that happening anytime soon. Because even if right now Donald Trump is a Republican, okay? But if a Democrat went into the office, the chances are they're still going to support the Israeli government, okay? Because that's how deep and how the roots of Israel within the U.S. government runs. Like, it's so deep that it doesn't matter who goes in there. And if any president says that they don't support Israel, AIPAC is going to go hard on them. And that's why they just, before even they find themselves in that situation, they go all out to make sure that the person, like the president of the United States, is in their pocket in one way or another. Okay, in one way or another. No president will admit that they're in the pocket of the Israeli government, but the laws and the policies and the things that they pass shows it. Okay, but I would love to know what you guys think. Okay, I would love to know what you guys think. But yeah, that's insane. The fact that the U.S. government is backing up and supporting such a horrible government that's literally committing genocide in not just Palestine, but now they're attacking Lebanon, Iran, and Syria. They're everywhere. Okay, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And like I said at the beginning, you don't need a study. You don't need a study to determine that what Israel is doing in those places is straight up genocide. Straight up genocide. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. I would love to know what you guys think about this whole situation. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
عليك وسلم المولى محمد. I look up to the best of the men, and I'm working on the test to the end, by following the message he sent, and try turning these lessons into action. And oh, I pray for the day that I see you in my dreams. Rahmatul lil Alameen, for all humanity.